have another festive Christmas video to share with you all. I'm gonna be sharing some DIY Christmas decorations, but I haven't even scratched the surface. I have so many more I want to share with you. Today's video is all about modern Christmas decorations. You can tweak them a bit, but if your style is a bit more traditional, do check out the one that I put out recently that's kind of more traditional inspired Christmas decorations. And you can also check out my last year's Christmas decorations videos. I'm gonna put that somewhere in the cards. I'll put it somewhere. So without further ado, let's jump in. The first thing I want to share with you guys is this really minimal piece. It looks like a eucalyptus wreath and it's so simple to make. So here's how I did it.
For this project, I started with a simple metal hoop. I bought these on Amazon, and then some glass tea light holders. These come in a pack of 5 from IKEA. I'm using the second one to prop the piece up while I'm working, but we're only going to glue down one. And to do this, I'm using super glue because it's got a really strong hold and it will bond the glass with the metal really well. So all I did was add a line of super glue, add my metal hoop into the glue, and prop up the other end with the other tea light holder. About half an hour later, once my glue was dry, I went in with a few pieces of faux eucalyptus, which I clipped from a sprig that I got from, I think it was from the range. They're really inexpensive there, but you can get them in IKEA. And I just clipped 2 pieces for each side and glued those down with super glue, let them dry before coming back to add another 2 pieces to each side. And then once it was done, it looked like this, and as you can see, I'm using a flameless candle for this piece as I don't want anything to get burnt. I don't have an intro for this next piece as I made it on the spare of the moment, but I really love this garland that I made with some clippings that I got from outside in the wilderness.
Of course it's raining. Of course it is.
So I clipped a few of these berries from the trees outside in my garden. You can use anything for this, evergreen or just some kind of leafy green things that you might find outside. I've also got some old pine cones, and I picked up these packets of dried orange slices in Home Bargains. They also do cinnamon sticks. I'm not using them for this project, but I'll use them later. And then I've also got a selection of wooden beads, Christmas ornaments, and some Christmas twine. So I unwrapped a large stretch of twine, I think about 2 meters long, and then I created some loops on either end so I'd be able to hang it up above my fireplace. With that done, I started adding all my decorations. I started with the orange slices. I'd never worked with them before. They're a little bit sticky, but they're quite fun because they smell really, really nice. So I just put another piece of string through the slice and added a wooden bead, and then tied this piece of string onto my large piece of string. As you can see, this is how it turned out. Of course, I did cut the extra pieces of string towards the end. I just wanted to make sure everything was all in place. I also found these wooden stars that I had in my Christmas crafting box, so I'm adding a little bit of super glue to the back of those and then putting them underneath the string and letting it dry for a while before moving on. And as you can see, I'm just carrying on this method of cutting up all the bits from my garden or using the bits from my Christmas decorations pile, adding a piece of string and tying it to the mega piece of string. And I just tried to make sure that all of these items were nice and evenly spaced apart, so I didn't have 2 of the same pieces right next to each other or too close to each other. I think this project works really well when you have a few of those natural elements like the dried oranges and the bits from the garden mixed in with a few metal or wood pieces that you might have lying around in your Christmas decorations. And here's how it turned out. I hung it above my mantelpiece. The dried oranges smell amazing. They make my sitting room so Christmassy, and I really, really like how this project itself turned out.
This next project is really easy to do on a budget, and it's great if you have loads of leftover Christmas tags from years gone by. If you want to make an advent calendar but you don't like chocolate, this one's for you. Who doesn't like chocolate?
Brace yourself, because you're probably going to see the underside of my face in the glass for this whole DIY. But as you can see, I'm just using some gift tags and some gold number stickers, and I'm numbering all the gift tags 1 through 24 because this is going to become an activity advent calendar. So I wanted 24 days leading up to Christmas. I actually used about 6 different sets of tags. I only had to buy 2 new sets because I had loads left over from last year. So if you're going to make this yourself, see if you've got any left over, because it's nice to be able to have a lot of variety in the tags so they don't all look the same. But as you can see, all I'm doing here is adding to the back of the tags a different Christmassy activity to do every single day. Things like watching your favorite Christmas movie, making gingerbread cookies, going out to see the Christmas lights. I'll try and remember to put them all in the description, but I'm hoping I'm not going to forget. I will try my best to remember. Please remember, Hermione. Anyway, once that was done, I tied all of the tags to this IKEA grid. You can find this, I think, in the office supplies section. It's very inexpensive, but you don't have to tie it to a grid. You could take a big piece of wooden dowel or a long stick from the garden and hang that up on a wall and tie each one of these to the wall. And then when December rolls around, each day you take a tag off, you do the activity, and suddenly, by the time it's Christmas, all of the tags will be gone. But yeah, this is a fun project to make with friends or family that you want to make Christmas traditions with.
I really love the smell of cinnamon sticks. I feel like they make a home super Christmassy, so I wanted to incorporate them into a DIY and give it a little bit of a contemporary minimal twist.
Okay, so remember those cinnamon sticks from earlier? These were from Home Bargains, they were £1. I'm also using some garden wire. This is from Asda, but you can pick this up anywhere. So take your garden wire and poke it through the cinnamon sticks. This can be a bit tricky if they have some bits and pieces stuck in the middle, so just be patient and keep pushing. And I started with 3 like this to make a triangular pyramid, and then what I did was I bent them into a triangle and twisted the top really tightly. You should now have 2 pieces of wire coming out from the tip of the triangle. I'm adding another cinnamon stick to each of these pieces of wire and then pushing them all the way down. Once that was done, I added another cinnamon stick to both sides of the wire, so you've got 2 pieces of stick on each side, and this will create 2 more triangles. So as you can see here, I'm taking that piece of wire and I'm joining the cinnamon sticks together to create the triangle shape and wrapping the wire around multiple times. Repeat the wrapping process again on the other side, and you should have a decoration that's starting to look a bit more like a pyramid. My poor reindeer! To make this into a 4-sided pyramid, you're going to want to put the wires back through the cinnamon sticks where they came from, and then add 1 more to tie them all together. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing better than me explaining it, because I didn't realize, but this is something that's very complicated to explain. This project was a lot of trial and error for me, but you can make any kind of shape that you'd like. I think a diamond would look cool, or a square. I didn't have enough cinnamon sticks to do more than 1, sadly, but when I was done with it, I did add a few wooden beads to the top. I made 1 piece of wire come back through to the top where all 4 of the points joined, added a few wooden beads, and then looped the wire around a few times and then tied it off. It might not be the tidiest wire work in the world, but it does the job. I'm not very good at working with wire. Anyway, this project was really fun to make, and it smells really nice as well. We love a good craft with a good scent, so this one is currently on my Christmas tree.
I love making decorations with paper, and I actually had an Instagram DM the other day asking if I was gonna make any with paper this year. Don't worry, I've got you covered. Because I love Christmas houses so much, I thought I'd show you how to make something a little bit festive out of some scraps of paper that you might have lying around.
I'm using 1 piece of double-sided Christmas scrapbook paper for this project. If you want to use wrapping paper, you can. I would recommend mounting it onto a piece of very thin cardboard first to give it some structure. And for this, as you can see, I'm just kind of playing around with the shape of some houses, making a bit of a mess on the back of my paper. It's fine because it's double-sided, so I'm gonna flip this around. But I created a few houses of different sizes, making sure to add a tab of 1 centimeter on each side of the house, like so. And then I was able to fold this tab over, which is how I stuck them together. So I cut a few houses of similar sizes that I put in various places, and then a few like taller houses, and I just kind of winged it really. I was just having a little bit of fun cutting and sticking, and just it's one of those crafts that is very relaxing and calming to do in an afternoon. And as you can see, there's those tabs that I'm folding over, scoring with my fingernail, and then I'll use those to stick them all together later. With my 5 houses arranged and cut to size, I started making a few windows and doors on the back with a ruler and a pen. Now, I wasn't too neat with the back of the houses, but you're not going to see the back, so it doesn't matter too much, right? Right. I tried to make all the houses look a little bit different, so they all had a unique kind of personality to them. Some had square windows, some had circle windows, and then once they were all drawn out, I took my craft knife and my cutting board and I just cut all of the pieces out. It looks a little bit messy, but I did go back in and tidy up those edges, don't worry. Then for the back of the houses, I took some greaseproof paper and I just cut this down to size. I'm going to put this in the back for the windows. This will look really nice if you want to put a few fake candles behind it or some string lights. It will give off a really nice glow. So I just cut that down to size and used some sellotape and taped it down. Then to piece them all together, I used a simple glue stick and glued the tabs, and then I stuck the tabs down to each house. I also used a little piece of sellotape as well, just to make it extra secure. When you go to stand them all up, fold them so they're accordion style and they should stand up a bit like this. They look really cute with an LED candle or some string lights behind them.
So those are all the DIYs that I have to share with you guys today. I really hope that you're enjoying this series and that you're enjoying the festive, Christmassy, early November feeling. Do let me know if you did like this by giving it a thumbs up so that I know to make more of these kind of things. Stay tuned because I've got loads more Christmas videos coming up, and with all of that being said, thanks for watching, happy holidays, and I'll see you next time. Bye!